So for this magic recipe, you want to first ask yourself 3 questions. And they are these. Number 1, how can I connect? Now, I want to share an example that I think hopefully will be intriguing to you and maybe change your mind about the ways you've been thinking about connection. So let's say your child is on a device. They're watching a video or playing a game. Most of us would tend to think, well, that's not a time I can connect. They're doing something else. They're occupied. I would disagree with that. Now, there might be some benefits to some other types of connection, but you can still be with them and you can still share space and time and energy with them and show interest in what they're interested in by watching the video with them or watching them play the game and asking them about it, or maybe playing the game if it's a game where 2 people can play. So really, this idea, this question, how can I connect, is about opening our mind to the idea of connection is something that we create. It doesn't automatically happen just because we're with somebody or we're doing something together. It's something that we intentionally create. So you want to think about, how can I connect? What can I do to connect with my child? Question number 2 is, how will I open the space? And by that, what I mean is, for a connection to be deep, there really has to be a sense of openness and a willingness to connect. Now, you're probably like a lot of the moms I work with, and even me as a parent, we sometimes spend a lot of our relationship time with our children very focused on tasks rather than our relationship. So we're saying things to them like, it's time to get up, it's time to get dressed, now you need to brush your teeth, now you need to put on your clothes, now remember to get your shoes, remember to get your homework, oh, it's time for us to leave in 5 minutes, oh, now I'm going to pick you up at this time. And it's this litany for many of us of really this series of tasks and instruction. And that's not really forming a relationship. Those are 2 people having transactions. And it could be any 2 people. When you're wanting to create connection, you want to have an openness of the space that's about you 2 meeting really as spirits, as 2 human beings rather than 2 human doings. So ask yourself, how will I open this space? And really behind that, what you want to be thinking about is, what energy am I going to bring? Acceptance, gratitude to be with your child, joy and delight in them, who they are and how they are in the world, curiosity. So those types of, it's more an energetic idea. How will I open the space? What will I bring with me in terms of my energy? The third question that you want to ask is, what will I communicate? So similar to the last question, but this idea of, what is it you want your child to get, to feel, to know from this time? Do you want them to have a sense of your unconditional love, or your unconditional positive regard, your gratitude for them? So what are you wanting to communicate? Doesn't mean you're going to say to them, I love you so much. You might. I love to do that with my daughter. But you don't have to. You want to, though, think about, how can I communicate it through the way I am in this interaction? So those are the 3 questions. And at the end of the video, I'll do a recap and list them out for you again. Now, in addition to the questions, this magic recipe has some practices that you can do. These are sort of your ingredients, if you will. So the first ingredient or practice is to slow down. That is really hard for many of us to do in our busy, full lives. We are go, 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 move, 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 fast, getting things done as quickly as we can. And so for adults in particular, it really can be a challenge for us to slow down. And especially if you have just a short amount of time to connect with your child, you may be saying, wait, I can't slow down. I need to speed up. I got to connect. Well, that's 2 ships passing in the night, right? So even if you just have 30 seconds while they're getting ready to walk out the door, you want to slow your energy down. You want to slow that sense of time down between the two of you. The second thing you want to do is focus. Now, another challenging one for we adults because we have so many things to do and because we live in this sort of frenetic world, it's easy to multitask. Now, multitask does not mean watching the video with your child and connecting. No, those aren't two tasks. Multitasking is an example of it would be connecting with your child or attempting to connect with your child while also talking on the phone or while also checking your email. That's not connection. You can't connect when you're really separate in your focus. So you want to focus as best you can, be free of distractions. The third practice that you want to engage in is to listen, look, and feel. Now that's both an internal practice, paying attention to yourself. What am I hearing in myself? What am I feeling? What am I noticing? You're not probably going to look at yourself per se, but just really, what am I noticing? Where am I at? How am I feeling in this moment? Also, though, you want to use that externally. So you want to observe your child. Are they looking like they're connecting with you? Are they looking... What's their emotional state that you would guess? Or what are you feeling from them? Are they looking happy, sad, concerned, anxious? What might you guess? So you want to use that to help guide you in your connection. So if you're sort of in this happy place and hey, let's have fun, and your child is not there, you're really going to have a miss potentially if you're coming from this, and they're like, So you want to then guide your connection to more of where they are, and then you can move to a more excited place if that fits, but you really need to be paying attention to do that. The final ingredient and practice is to simply be. So it's less about what you say, what you're doing. It doesn't have to be, oh, we're having so much fun, we're playing games, or we're in an amusement park, or boy, isn't this the best ice cream sundae we've ever had. You can do that. That's cool. And those are fun. But connection and that relationship that you're building with your child is really mostly about being. So it's going to be accomplished when you're slowing down, when you're focusing, when you're opening up your awareness. That's going to help it come naturally. But in general, that's what you want to be thinking about, is being with your child rather than doing something with your child. So let me close this up and I'm going to recap so you can have it handy in your memory bank. So for the connection to really flourish and for you to build the kind of intimate, loving, trusting relationship that you're wanting to build with your child, you want to use the time that you have to connect with your child. So take those moments, whether they're short or long, and think about how you can really connect. So the questions you want to ask yourself to support that practice is, number 1, how can I connect? Number 2, how will I open the space? Number 3, what will I communicate? And as you ask those questions and you're reflecting, you want to engage in some specific practices, and then there are 4 that I listed. First, you want to slow down. Second, you want to focus and remove as many distractions as you can. Third, you want to listen, look, and feel, to be paying attention and have broad awareness about how the interaction's going. And finally, number 4, you want to really focus on being, less than doing, so focus on being. As always, I welcome your questions or comments. If this seems challenging to you or you have a question about one of the ingredients that you want to clarify, please reach out. You can leave your comments below, and I'm always glad to engage with people in conversation. And you can find more resources on my website, which you'll see that information at the end of the video. And please know that if you're struggling in some way to create the kind of connection that you want in your family, or parent free from fear, which is really the gist of the work I do as a parent coach, please reach out. I have free sample sessions that you can book on my website, and I'd love to talk with you more if you are about creating more peace, love, and connection in your family. So this is Shawnee Lavender wishing you a wonderful day and great time connecting with your child. Thanks.